This is where the institution is at its most cruel and hostile. No one saw us. We don't exist. We're invisible. Because it feels like the most exciting thing to happen in the world. And then when you're there, you realize the exciting things aren't happening to people like you. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lena, and I almost didn't make this video because of imposter syndrome. So the Cannes Film Festival is over, and this year I didn't go, but I went for the first time last year, and I knew Cannes was the biggest film festival in the world, and I thought I knew what a festival of that scale would be like, but I was not prepared. Because actually, the Cannes Film Festival isn't for cinephiles. To the festival, we're a bunch of peasants, we're nobodies, and nothing is made for us to have a good time. What I'm trying to do in this video is talk about why and talk about how to still have a good time even if you're not supposed to. Cannes is for professionals. It's the biggest film festival in the world, yes, but it's more importantly the biggest film market in the world. During the 2 weeks of the festival, people in the industry at all levels of the filmmaking pipeline, so from screenwriters, directors, producers, distributors, theater chains, they all congregate in Cannes to buy and sell movies to each other across the globe. That is who Cannes is designed for. So if you ever wonder why a movie is taking so long to premiere in your country after the festival premiere, it's likely been negotiated at Cannes. This is why you, as a film student, as a cinephile, this is why your accreditation is only 3 days on the last weekend, why your tickets booking slot open 1 hour after everyone else. It is also why the only screenings you have access to are a 20-minute bus ride from Le Palais des Festivals, La Croisette, where everything happens. And I think nothing makes this fact more glaring than the evening screenings in Grand Théâtre Lumière, which is the largest and most prestigious screen at the festival. This is where all the films in competition premiere, and this is where the red carpet pictures are taken. These people, of course, they don't need to book tickets. They have invitations. And actually, most of those professionals also have invitations because they're in back-to-back meetings all day and they do not have time to book tickets. So they have invitations. And then if you don't manage to book tickets, which you won't, you have to queue just for a chance of maybe making it and maybe going up the red carpet, but not the official red carpet, on the side. And I think this is where the institution is at its most cruel and hostile, because it has you, a poor student, stand in a ball gown and heels for multiple hours with a tiny bag where you can't fit a water bottle or a sandwich, because God forbid we eat and drink. Because yeah, I had a friend who almost got knocked because her bag was too big. They said it was a daytime bag and not an evening bag. Like, fuck that. That's so stupid. It's so stupid. Yeah, you're not allowed to have a tote bag or a daytime bag. You only can have a small evening shoulder bag, and you have to wait in line in that outfit. Of course, you can have an umbrella, so if it starts raining, fuck you, I guess. And then they make you go up the stairs on the side where no one can see you. It's like, what was all that circus for then? I know a guy who got denied entry because he didn't have a bow tie. But no one saw. Like, when we were waiting to go into the evening screening, we were behind like bars and we could see all the famous people go up. No one saw us. We don't exist. We're invisible. And it's weird because at the same time you're invisible, but you're also like playing rich with everyone else. There's such a cognitive dissonance of knowing that you're at the bottom of the hierarchy, but you have to pretend that you're just the same as everyone else on the outside. Like, yeah, I have the lanyard too, I have the fancy clothes too. Like, it's so silly because like I learned how to paint leather so that my 10 euro vintage heels could look good enough on the red carpet, and no one saw them. And then I had to walk in socks on the wet ground because my feet were too swollen to get back into the shoes at the end of the screening. Like, I was eating ramen noodles and sleeping on a blow-up mattress every night. Then I would put on my pretty blouse and my pretty shoes and clothes to go to a screening, sit in the dark. It's so silly, and at the same time, it's kind of fun because you get to see people in the flesh that you like kind of admire. You get to meet people who are also waiting in line and who also love film and have the same passion as you. And sometimes you get into a party because you know an intern, and you know intern have slightly more power than you in here, and it's fun. But then you have to cancel your 8 a.m. screening because you're never gonna make it. I have such an ambivalent relationship with that festival because at the same time I feel incredible FOMO not being there. But if I remember last year, I felt FOMO there all the time. Like, it just never stops. I decided to go to bed instead of going to a nightclub, and then I found out that the people who went to the nightclub met Frank Ocean. Do you know how insane that is? They met Frank Ocean, they talked with Frank Ocean. Like, oh my god, if I had been able to talk to Frank Ocean in a nightclub, like, I would never shut the fuck up about it. And like, it's always FOMO. It's because you went to a screening and another one, and now the movie you didn't see won a prize, and you missed out on it. And you were there, but you missed out on everything. You know, I only saw one film that was in competition for the Palme d'Or last year, and it was probably one of the worst. But despite all of those frustrations, I can still find that there is something precious in that experience. Like, I don't know, I watched a lot of films that left a mark on me. I discovered first-time directors. I did see one of the filmmakers that made me believe that there was a place for me in this industry. And I waited 5 hours in line, and it rained, and also the movie sucked enough, and I didn't have an umbrella, but I was still so happy. And I didn't get the movie, but I still stood for that 12-minute standing ovation because I was like, holy shit, this is so insane. Because I had just watched the name of every single person who worked on that film during the credits, and a lot of them were in that room, and a lot of them clapped when they saw the name of the company they worked for. And just the sheer emotion of the moment made me grateful to be here, because I was like, okay, I'm breathing the same air as Julia Ducournau right now. Like, are we being fucking for real? Like, of course I'm gonna clap for 12 minutes until I can't anymore. Because even if it was my biggest disappointment of the festival, it was also a big swing and a miss. And I feel like this is what it's all about, like a big swing and a miss. Me going to Cannes with a bunch of business cards with a QR code that had my resume on it is a big swing and a miss. Like, did I land a job from this? No. And yeah, it does suck to not see all the films that were on your wish list, to stand in line for so fucking long just to not get in, to miss all the good parties and not meet your idols. But the films that you do see and the people that you do meet matter a lot, and they are the building blocks of your journey in this stupid ass industry. I don't know, maybe I'm just being wistful and nostalgic because I'm at the end of my studies and I'm looking back on those 2 years, and I think Cannes is still a highlight despite the sleep deprivation and my aching feet. Like, I'm so happy I got to do it, and I'm really excited to go back and to actually go there and have bigger stakes. And like what if the next time I'm there, I'm trying to sell a film or get a film financed or to find a co-producer, and like maybe in 5 years I will be nostalgic for the time that I slept in a sleeping bag and ate eggs and ramen for a week. I don't know what I'm trying to say or how I'm trying to conclude this video. It's just, I guess I had to get it out because I wanted to make something that people could look to before and after going to Cannes to reassure themselves that they didn't fail at it. Like that they did okay, that it was still a good experience and still worthwhile and still interesting and valuable for them, that whatever they managed to get out of it was so rich and important, and that just being there was enough. I guess I'm trying to cure my FOMO by talking about it, by not being there. I've been avoiding Cannes coverage all week because I'm like, I should be there, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe I should, because it feels like the most exciting thing to happen in the world. And then when you're there, you realize the exciting things aren't happening to people like you. They're happening to people who have a different lanyard than you, who have different job, different age. Yeah, I guess I just wanted something to help people prepare for the insanity of it, and also help them with hindsight on how whatever they think they're going to get out of it, that's not what they're going to get out of it, but they're going to get something out of it. Does that make sense? Yes. Say yes. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to be helpful, but I don't know who I'm helping. I feel like this, first of all, no one cares about Cannes, and also not very many people are aspiring industry. You know what I mean? I'm tired. This is mostly bad. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Okay, bye.